Hello, I'm Cindy Davis with Davis Service and Towing Center. We're here in beautiful Clintwood, and we are going to be doing a leg of the relay for the Spirit Ride. The Spirit Ride is a traveling memorial in honor of those killed by the roadway, and it is also to promote awareness for the slow down, move over laws. And we have Sergeant Dave from the Virginia State Police. We have Scott Stanley with the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office, Tammy Mullins with the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office, and then we have Rick Mullins and Kendall Mullins from the Clintwood Police Department. So I'm going to let you all explain, if you would, why the move over laws are important in this area.
I know in 2002, Virginia implemented the move over law, and during that time it was just basically for EMS, ambulance, fire, and police,
yes,
basically with the red and blue lights. In 2010, they enacted to where they implemented the amber lights as far as with what was dealing with tow trucks, any type of maintenance, VDOT, things of that nature. I mean, it's been 16 years now, and we're still talking about this because the main objective is letting the public know, let them be aware that if you see a vehicle on the side of the interstate or four-lane highway, if you're able to, move over, or if you're unable to move over, slow down, proceed with caution, because, you know, the men and women, basically the troopers and deputies, law enforcement's working accidents out there. They're on the side of the road. All you have is basically between, you know, that vehicle and the vehicle that you're working is a white line.
Exactly.
And also, same thing with tow truck drivers. They're out changing tires, ambulance crew, anything like that. You know, just try to pay attention, because we're doing everything else besides driving. You know, nowadays you've got cell phones and, you know, kids in the back. Your attention is not solely on the roadway all the time, and it needs to be. And basically, I say that because, you know, it's been 16 years now. Just this past month, April 30th, there in Tennessee on Interstate 24, Tennessee Highway Trooper was working an accident with deputy. Tractor-trailer driver struck the highway patrol vehicle and knocked it into the deputy's vehicle. Granted, no one was killed in that one or seriously injured, but it just goes to show that even though we're out here campaigning and trying to bring it to the attention of the public, we still need to do more.
Yes, I totally agree. They said that in 2017, the number of fatalities beside the roadway doubled. So,
and to pick up where Sergeant Day left off, I think awareness is the key. I read a thing on AAA, only 71% of the Americans realize there are a move over law now. And like you, and follow up what you just said, I think last year fatalities was over 200. 60% of that was tow truck drivers. So it's awareness is where we got the key on right now.
Hi, Miss Cindy. My goal is to get it out to the teenagers, the ones that are just starting to drive. Try to get everything, let them be aware of the law, where they won't be distracted. Stay off their phones. We need to have a big push for, I think, the high schools to get involved with things like this, and also have more classes and more, just to let the kids know about the distracted driving.
Like they say, we just need to make people more aware of the move over law, because, you know, it does save officers, tow truck drivers, EMS, fire and rescue, and all of them. And, you know, like the trooper said, there's a little small place that you have to work when you're on the side of the road. So, you know, everybody needs to just really pay attention, slow down. Sometimes you can't move over, but at least slow down that you can stop if you need to.
yes. Would you like to speak? Mr. Mullins over there is declining, but as Mr. Mullins said, it is everybody. And if you break down beside the roadway and you have to change a flat, you would like the same respect. You don't want people getting in the way of where you're working. You don't want people getting too close and possibly injuring or claiming your life. So you need to offer the same respect to the tow truck drivers and the rest of the EMS, fire, and police.
Hey, welcome to the show here. We are in Clintwood, Virginia with the Spirit Ride. If you're not familiar with the Spirit Ride, it promotes the move over law. This involves tow trucks, first responders. This is law enforcement, fire and rescue, VDOT, your local VDOT truck. If you see flashing lights of any color on the side of the road as you're approaching, every state's got this law that you're required to safely move over And if you can't safely move over, significantly slow down. And as the truck says, let first responders live. This is a Spirit Ride. Mike Corbin joins us. He made the casket. Mike, tell us about the origin and where we began with this entire idea.
This idea actually was originated from Steve Calitri from American Towman Magazine and Chip Kaufman from BA Products. That we do shows every year, tow shows, and noticed that the amount of injuries and deaths along the highway for towers was increasing, and we really felt that something needed to be done. We knew the law existed, but knew that not many people were aware that the law existed. Even though it is a common courtesy to slow down and move over, now it's a law and people just were not aware of it. So the concept came up to do something, and this is basically what we came up with, is to build the memorial casket for the fallen and to go around and honor them and promote the move over law, slow down.
And you bring up a good point. Not only is it the right thing to do as you're traveling throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia, any state that you're in, it's now law in every state in the United States of America for the folks working the white line. And the white line that we're referring to is the white line to the right of the travel lane on the American highway, whether that be a tow truck picking up a disabled vehicle, fire truck with a motor vehicle accident, state trooper, local law enforcement that's got somebody pulled over. They need room to work along that white line. And now the law requires you to safely move over, and if you can't safely move over due to maybe heavy flow of traffic, you need to significantly slow down, okay? And give them room to work there on the highway. Mike, tell us where this began. Well, what state did it begin, and where are we going from here today?
We actually began last year in June in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and we've been out and back across as far as Nevada and back, and now we're going south. We started this year, April, and went down into Florida. Now we're going back up through Virginia. We'll be at the Safety Expo this coming week in West Virginia. They had their Safety Expo there, so we'll be there for 4 days. And then we head west and going as far as Fargo, North Dakota, down, all the way down into Texas again, and all through California, and ending a kind of zigzagging up and down all across the country. And we'll end in Santa Fe and then head back east to make it to the tow show in Baltimore in November.
Well, that's great. What kind of reception have you had from the point A to where we are now? And I might add that you do accept donations to keep this event going. Greenville, Tennessee, was it the other day? You had a flat tire. Yeah. Things are like that going to happen, and you need you could use some support financially from the public.
Yes, this Spirit Ride is completely funded now on donations and sponsorships at the events that we hold, and we did unfortunately have a blowout on the highway, and it just adds up, you know, but hopefully we get donations and sponsorships, and that keeps us on the road. That keeps us going.
Can they donate online? Is there a website, Facebook page they can go to?
They can go to Spirit Ride Facebook or atspiritride.com. The Facebook page is actually has a picture of the casket, and there are others. There are other websites out there and other Facebook pages that are kind of taken off with the Spirit Ride, but our official one is the AT Spirit Ride page on Facebook, and there's a donate button there, so you can donate there or at atspiritride.com.
Now, I've been following you on Facebook as you travel throughout the region. Elise does the video, and I guess you drive. Is that true?
Yeah. my wife, VLC, she's all the pictures, all the videos, all the contacts. I'm driving, and we do the ceremonies together. It's really a team effort between both of us. She does a lot of work in this thing. All the pictures you see and all the videos are all created by her at the end of the day, and she tries to get them on Facebook that evening. So
Social media is where it's at today. Let's step away for a second and take a look. Ernie, can you zoom in on that? And Mike, I want you to tell us about the casket.
Well, the casket, there are scenes, there are different, if you can see the circles there are 8 different, 4 on each side, that have a little story about them. One with the tower by the side of the road, and then there's police by the side of the road blocking and helping the tower, and there will be another one with rescue, and another one with the tower with the world on his back, just indicating how it might feel when you're out there on the highway trying to hook a car or vehicle and get it off the road. There's a scene on top of all first responders looking down at their shadows in memory and honoring those that have fallen. So, and then the color scheme, of course, is the red, white, and blue.
You can't go wrong with the red, white, and blue, and I think we have the most beautiful flag in the whole wide world. And of the casket, this symbolizes the folks that we've lost, that have been lost on the highways by pretty much people not paying attention, all right? And that's what we want to bring attention to, draw attention to, and prevent in the future is unnecessary deaths by our first responders, whether that be law enforcement, fire and rescue, tow trucks, VDOT, your highway crew, and so forth. If you see flashing lights, and we can't emphasize this enough, can we, Mike? Safely move over or significantly slow down. Now, you can help this project continue nationwide. They're needing your donations. So if you'll check out the website, atspiritride.com, there's a place there, as well as their Facebook page, that you can donate whatever you can afford. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate to keep this great movement going nationwide. And you could save a life, number one, by helping support the cause. Number two, primarily, is by moving over as you travel today, wherever you go, maybe down to the market at the corner or across state to visit family, okay? Move over when you see flashing lights, no matter what color, amber, red, blue. Mike, they need to move over.
They need to move over, slow down, move over, and save a life.
Mike Corbin, his wife, fabulous job. Thank you for letting Southwest Virginia be a part of this movement.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Corbin with the American Towman Spirit Ride. I want to thank Davis Towing today for organizing the Spirit Ride. I also want to thank all the first responders who made it here and those from the media who came. Thank you. The Spirit Ride, Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit. The home-based command team plays a critical role in organizing the rides, promoting them to the media. My wife, ELC, and I comprise the road team. The operation relies on the generosity of those who participate to donate at each relay station. I hope the ceremony today will move you to contribute. And now, I hope we present the colors. Now, if you would, everyone turn, face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remove your hats. I pledge allegiance.
Now we would like to have Miss Megan Smith, wherever, there she is. She is going to do the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Spirit Ride's mission is to raise public awareness of the Move Over law as it journeys in honor of fallen first responders. Since the ride began last year, it has generated media coverage across America through TV, radio, newspaper, internet, social media, carrying its message to millions who get behind the wheel. Today we call out to all motorists, give us room to work. Would any person work at a desk where his or her back are at the edge of a cliff and there's no safety net? On the highway, the safety net for first responders is the Move Over law when obeyed. This law requires motorists approaching emergency vehicles with flashing lights to slow down and move over one lane. Yet according to the National Safety Commission, 71% of Americans have not heard of the Move Over law. The Spirit Ride draws attention to the dangers faced on the highway by the men and women of the police, fire, emergency medical, and towing services. Hundreds of casualties a year are the result of cars and trucks passing too close, only inches from where work is being done on the shoulders, closed off lanes. Highway workers of the DOT, utility, sanitation workers are also being struck. On average, there are 100 fatalities annually among first responders. 60% of them are tow operators. Right now, I'd like to play a song for all first responders, a song dedicated to our brothers and sisters who went to work one day but did not make it home. This is called No Reprise. unsignaled rays. Then lights flooded in, they were swept away. Look to the sky, the twinkling stars, their flares burn bright, light up their charge. Tie down the lines, take up the rear, keep the course, faith, stand by the fear. They're not coming back, they rise on the other side. They're not coming back, they team where the Spirit's ride. They're not coming back, their faces never die. They're not coming back once they act. There's no reprise. Highway angels bow by the lines, dragons breathing down their spine. They've been to cut a child from a car when the hand swoops in and yanks from afar. Look to the sky, the twinkling stars, their flare burns bright, light up their charge. Tie down the lines, take up the rear, keep the cord, faith, stand by the fear. They're not coming back, they rise on the other side. They're not coming back, they team where the Spirit's right. They're not coming back, their faces will never die. They're not coming back once they act. There's no reprise. They're not coming back once they act. There's no reprise. Now we will have the blessing.
I see a lot of big men here, and a lot of powerful men. I see a lot of police officers, men of authority. But I see on the back of our police cars, sheriff's cars, "In God We Trust." And I'm reminded what Benjamin Franklin said when he was 81 years old concerning the Constitution. He said he was old enough and wise enough to realize that if a sparrow could not fall to the ground without the knowledge of our Heavenly Father, it would be in vain for a country to try to endeavor to do what we've done without Him. Cindy has requested that I come. She has, I was her pastor for about 24 years. And so she realizes that Solomon said, "In all of your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths." So we appreciate that, and we appreciate our God and our country. We're here today to pay tribute to the men and women who worked among us, who did not make it back home, who did not return. We choose to honor them by remembering their sacrifice and by doing what we can to protect those who work the white line. This is the mission of the Spirit Ride. As we have stood today, I would like you to listen to what I say and then repeat after me this ceremonial blessing that has been said all across the country. God bless our fallen brothers. God bless our fallen fathers and mothers, our fallen sons and daughters, Bless the road on the other side. Through the clouds behold. Have faith their spirits ride. Let us hold a moment of silence for our fallen comrades, if you will. Thank you very much. Now we'll ask Cindy if she will to come at this time.
As most of you know, my name is Cindy with Davis Service and Towing Center. I want to thank everyone for being here and contributing to the American Towman Spirit Ride. We call the ceremonial casket that will be riding with us today, Spirit. The scenes painted on Spirit by record artist Cecil Burrows represent all first responders and the perils of the roadways. One symbolic scene shows a tow operator with hook in hand carrying the world on his back with cars whizzing by. Another painting depicts a state trooper standing near a wrecker during a recovery, and there's a truck bearing down the highway at his back. On the lid of the casket, there's a scene that shows representatives from police, fire, EMS, and towing standing together before their emergency service vehicles, looking solemnly down upon their shadows. Spirit has a color scheme that represents patriotism and tragedy. On one end, a likeness of an American flag with red and white stripes and faded stars. On the other end, red and white and blue star bars, red symbolizing the blood sacrificed, white the spirit of those fallen, and blue the lost to family. I'll now read the ceremonial verse. The verse is called "The Spirit's Among Us." You cannot see the Spirit, neither can you see the wind, but yet you see it. The branches sway and feathers flap, the leaves dance over the grass. You cannot see the Spirit, neither can you see the soul, but yet you see it. You see it in one's rush to an unsafe scene and an act that does not perish. You cannot see spirits, nor this day will you see them ride, but yet you will see them. Among all of us gathering at this place, you will see those who called us here. And now Mike Corbin will sing the Spirit Ride Anthem.
The early morning called them, the early evening rain. Even in the blackest night they went out again. Whenever chaos and peril, wherever strangers broke down, their fate was up to those on call, and they came around. Blood, the needless pain, the men in blue will tell. Each time a towman steps on the road, he puts his boots in hell. Inspectors pass in metal shells, window trucks slap their face. An eerie spirit flies in the air, wings in black lace. God bless our fallen brothers, to them we raise the cry, booms in the sky. There are those who sign up to die, there are those who feel the flame, and towmen dance on a high wire, at risk just the same. Like astronauts, they know the score, Still they're quick to take the call. They only ask one thing when it comes, just put us on the wall. First responders put it on the line, and they sacrifice it all. And God bless our fallen fathers, to them we raise the cry, booms in the sky. Oh, ship up to foreign lands, open one-eyed through the night, and watch for desert bands while we turn off the light. There is no safe haven, an ambush haunts these roads, and a monster truck comes barreling by, and the sun explodes. God bless our sons and daughters, to them we raise the cry, booms in the sky. God bless our unsung warriors, we thank their fearless eye, booms in the sky, booms in the sky, booms in the sky. Thank you. I now raise the ceremonial baton. The passing of this baton represents the collective effort of the Spirit Ride. By turning over the baton, you will hear beads cascading down, sounding something like the whoosh of a passing car, representing a moment in time that cannot be taken back. On one end are the words, "Respect the peril, make it home tonight."
It takes a great collective effort to adjust the driving habits of a nation. This is but one leg of the ride that began on June 1st, 2017 in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Last year, Spirit relayed in 140 cities, large and small, across America. Just as you passed around the ceremonial baton, the Spirit casket has crisscrossed the nation, routing through thousands of municipalities. When the ride ends this year, Spirit will have relayed in 300 cities with an escort of some 10,000 tow trucks, fire trucks, EMS, and police vehicles. We are players in a grand journey, unique in our nation's history. This is a grassroots campaign never seen before, involving the 4 branches of emergency services. For those of us who play the role of recovery and road clearance, the Spirit Ride is the greatest towing project since the first tow truck was built 100 years ago. At roadway incidents, we rely on each other's expertise and dedication. We have seen the consequences when our workplace on the roadside is not respected. We are being injured, maimed, or killed. So we are mobilized. We rely today on that extra measure of devotion in each of us as we ride together to spur change that will save lives. And now I would like to introduce, who wants to go first? Sergeant Day with the Virginia State Police.
I want to thank everybody for being here today. It's a true honor for me to be asked to come down here. I'm very passionate about this law and this cause. I want to say thank you to Cindy and everyone that helped out to get this together. Basically, I was just wanting to say in 2002, Virginia adopted the move over law. During that time, it only incorporated fire, EMS, and police, anything basically with a red or blue light. In 2010, they adopted or enacted the amber lights, which included the towing boards, towing companies, VDOT, any kind of maintenance workers, anything like that. As much awareness as we're trying to bring to this cause, it's been 16 years since the move over law was first passed, and here today we're still trying to bring awareness to it because there's still people that don't even know that the law exists. Just here recently, at the end of April, there on April 30th in Tennessee, a Tennessee highway trooper was working an accident on Interstate 24 along with a county deputy. A tractor trailer comes by and hits the trooper car and knocks it into the deputy's car. Luckily on that incident, no one was killed, but both the trooper and deputies were injured in that. And that just goes to show that even though we're out here and we're trying to bring awareness to this law, we still need to do more. And that's what today's for. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out.
Our next speaker will be Scott Stanley with the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office.
Hello everyone. Like Cindy said, my name's Scott Stanley with the Sheriff's Office. And as Trooper Day said, I want to thank everyone for being here. This ceremony is real close to our heart, and I can tell by looking at the crowd, it means a lot to you guys too. Mr. Corbin, I think, said a while ago, 71% of Americans don't know the remove over law. That's crazy. I mean, guys, even though you don't have a law, we ought to have respect as human beings. When you see those people working that white line, you move over. But, you know, I don't know, maybe we're texting, maybe we're talking on the phone, maybe we're not even paying attention. But that's what we got to do. We got to bring awareness to stop this. 100 people die a year on the roads. 60% of those are tow truck workers. Guys, it's all about awareness, and I want to pledge today, on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, I think this movement needs to go into our schools. Our young kids need to know about this. That's where you start. You start with the young generation and teach them about the move over law. And that's what we're going to do. I promise you, we're going to start that. And in closing, I just want to thank Cindy, Howie, and Davis Towing. Dickie, I knew you was here somewhere. Dickie's been here every day too. I'll tell you a little story about Dickie. We was bringing an escort in Saturday, and I was up front, and I seen that we was going slow, and all of a sudden a pickup blew by me, and I said, "Good Lord!" It was Dickie. He wanted to be a part of this so bad, he ran home to get his record to be back out here to help everybody. So that tells you a little bit, that tells you a little bit about how dedicated everyone here is. And the Lions Club, we appreciate all the drinks today, just a good turnout, and thank everyone. And go home, talk to your people, talk to your family, make everyone aware of slow down and move over. Thank you.
And now Mike will sing a song about the first responders who ride today and the spirits who ride among them. He will now sing Bless the Spirit Rider.
Bless the Spirit Rider. Bless the Spirit Rider. Bless the Spirit Rider. Bless the heart of gold. Bless the Spirit Rider. Precious cargo. Can't you see him rise in the morning, out the door when the kids are dreaming? In the side early shades in the rearview comes the lady, kisses the wife too. Through the veins the pistons pound, through the rains, through the towns, toward the sky red booms raise. Hear them ride through the rain, light, shine your light this way. Slow down, live the day. Bless the Spirit Rider, bless the winds that blow, bless the Spirit Riders, wherever they may go. Can't you hear them night when the dawn breaks? Hear them groaning, whatever it takes. The roads behind tell a great no glory. The bells toll, we sing their story. Through the veins the pistons pound, through the rains and through the towns, toward the sky red booms raise. See them ride through the haze. God, shine your light this way. Slow down, live the day. Bless the Spirit Rider. Bless the Spirit Rider. Thank you. American Towman Magazine and Davis Towing salute all here today who responded to this call, who responded to this cause. We salute you for being spirit riders. The Ride's co-founder, BA Products, and the scores of sponsors supporting this nonprofit project, thank you. For those interested in supporting the Spirit Ride through a financial contribution, please, you can donate at the cash box, at the sign-up table. You can also go to atspiritride.com and become a sponsor. If you have not done so, please sign the register that's there and get your lapel pin and your wristband. We're on social media, Facebook, like us. All the ceremonies are there, the photos are there. Share them. It's about awareness, everyone. It's about spreading the word. It's about slowing down, moving over, and saving lives. Thank you all very much for coming today.
We at Davis Service Center also want to thank everyone who showed up. I know it's a work day, and we appreciate all of the support. They will do group pictures after this. They want a picture of all the first responders. And then after that, we will do a procession of emergency vehicles through the town of Clintwood like a normal parade would do. After that, it will go back out 83 to 23 in Pound. In Pound on 23, we will go north to Pikeville, Kentucky. And in Pikeville, we will hit 119 and go all the way across into West Virginia to Charleston, West Virginia. I think the casket spirit is going to be taken to the Kentucky Expo next. Again, I want to thank everyone. As someone stated earlier, it's up to all of us. If you or I were broke down beside of the road and we had to change a flat, we had to wait on help, we would expect people to move over for us. So therefore, we need to move over for each other. And we need to make sure that our emergency personnel, towers, police, fire, EMS, all of them, the police, especially with the towers, everybody, I cannot reiterate enough, we need to bring them home safely. But I do appreciate everyone, and you all have a blessed day.
Now we'd like you to do one other thing, please, for us. On the count of 3, slow down, move over. It's the law. 1, 2, 3. Slow down, move over. It's the law. Now, one more time with a little bit of, like, you mean it. You're out there on the road, and somebody just went by you and almost clipped you. 1, 2, 3.
Slow down! Move over! It's the law!
Better.
There we go. Thank you very much.